All right, hi everybody. It's Bonkai 922. Um, I'm sure everyone saw that live stream I was in. The whole Otaku Battle Doom. I was talking to those guys. Had that thing. You guys want to go check it out? Go check it out. Now, I did a versus matchup, which I'm going to upload at the same time as I upload this Fairy Tail, chapter 317. Now, surprisingly enough, the Medica Box chapter did not come out. I'm a little upset about that, but nevertheless, only two chapters came out. Fairy Tail and Kenichi. Kenichi, however, I'm going to do tomorrow. I'll do Kenichi tomorrow. And right now, I'm just going to do this and Yusha. Watch the episode and do Yusha. But let's get into this. Fairy Tail 317. Frog. That's the name of the chapter. Frog. There's obviously rogues. Cat, Frosh. That's the whole connection there. This chapter, I cannot give this a 4. I apologize, but I cannot give this a 4. Personally, the first half was pretty much, and I'm not going to go too crazy here with details. Oh, this happened. Least to say, beginning part of this chapter was Lucy, future Lucy, and everybody else talking about the 10,000 dragons, herd of 10,000 dragons coming to destroy and everything. And they're just talking about it and so on and so forth. You have Natsu going crazy, like, going to attack them now. And basically, during this instance, future Lucy is doubting herself, saying, will everyone else believe me? So on and so forth. And we also have a mini flashback between Arcadius, and the princess, saying that with the magic buildup that has concurred in the tournament, they will use that to open the Eclipse Gate. So on and so forth. Now, that's pretty much what happened. And we also have another scene happening in this chapter with Gial. He's talking to Meredy and Ultir, saying that it could be two instances. One, future Lucy is not telling the truth, or is not telling the whole truth behind the situation. Or two, the future Lucy is not Lucy. It's somebody else. That's pretty much what happened there. And then that was, an explanation about the eclipse. And my thoughts on that were like, okay, it wasn't anything too extreme. But it leads me to believe there's more to this than meets the eye, and that's probably going to be brought up future on. Now, the reason why I'm giving this chapter, the most I can give this chapter is a 3.5. That is the absolute minimum or maximum I can give this chapter. Rogue. That was the other half of this chapter. And Rogue's there, and he's talking to Gajeel, and he's fighting him. And Gajeel's blasting at him, saying, who do you mean? He was saying about how he's less than Natsu, saying that Natsu's better than him. And Rogue starts talking to Gajeel, saying to him about how he admired him when he was in Phantom Lord. And how Rogue's not surprised that he didn't know him. Oh, because, I was just wet behind the ears. Here's the thing about Sting and Rogue that is turning into a whitewash. Now, and I saw a little bit of, dare I say, for Neverworld, his review on this. And he was like saying they're fanboys. Well, yeah, they are. They're basically fanboys. They look up to Natsu and Gajeel and saying, no, we're not going to be like them. We're going to be like somebody else. And he's basically telling Gajeel, oh, I can understand, why you left Phantom Lord now. When you went with, he understood it. The whole idea of friends, of Nakama, the whole bit. Now, he then tells Rogue, Gajeel, that, oh, you have this guy. You're your cat, Frog. And after he tells him that, something happens to Rogue. He hears this voice. And this voice is his shadow. And his shadow's basically telling him to kill Gajeel, kill him. I'll give you the power you need. Annihilate Gajeel. Now, even though this was an interesting end to the chapter, still giving it a 3.5. I need to see more. Now, next week, and thought-wise, like I said, it's Rogue was fanboying. However, I do think this shadow is interesting. Because some people were saying, when I first saw this, I saw a spoiler. My Delusion 1 gave me the spoiler of it. And I saw it, I was like, okay, what is this shadow? Because I'm trying to think what the shadow is. Because, personally, I think the shadow might be his inner dragon coming out and trying to, tell him to kill. Now, overall, this is an alright chapter. I mean, it's like they're fanboying. Rogue saying, oh. And really, in the end of the day, what this was Rogue's, I don't want to say initiation, but his proclaim to say, oh, I want to get out of Sabretooth. To some extent. But overall, this was a good chapter. It wasn't like great. It was good. It was just regularly good. But the whole thing with Rogue kind of, it really did just brought it down to a peg. But I had a feeling that this was eventually going to happen with Rogue, because after Natsu stormed Sabretooth, from that point on, Rogue had doubts. That seed was planted in him, saying, oh, your guild is all about following orders and being strong, and you don't give a shit about your friends and your comrades, so there you go. While this guild is different. Now this shadow, like I said, I believe it to be his inner dragon. I think one person was saying Arcanagia? No. But it might be his inner dragon. Might be inner power within himself, Rogue's inner power trying to come out and say, kill Gajeel. Now, where this winds up, I have no idea. But this is an interesting turn of events. But still, even though the ending with this shadow thing with Rogue is interesting, it's not enough for me to just like say, oh yeah, it gives it a 4. No, it's 3.5. And next week's chapter is going to be called Rogue versus Gajio. This better be good. I better see some crazy shit go down. I better be see because this was supposed to be a really interesting fight when it was Natsu and Gajio against these two. Sting and Rogue. And we got trolled. We got bullshit. So now, Hero's got to come out and do this right. Make it look like Rogue's turning evil. And he like loses control or some shit. And he's fighting Gajio, pushing Gajio to the limit. That's what I want to see happen. And if it happens, great job. But that's all I got for you guys. So yeah, that's the story. I want to see next week's got to be good. It's got to be really good. For me to give it a 4, it's got to be really fucking good for Fairy Tail. So yeah. And that's what I got for you guys. Like I said, Kenichi will come later today. The reason why is I really don't want to use manga here. Translation. I'm going to wait for the manga stream translation of Kenichi. Just to let everyone know, the Kenichi chapter, epic. Was epic. I'll go in details later on. But that's the story. Fairy Tail was okay. It was pretty good. We'll see next week. I want to see shit flying. Rogue. I want to see Rogue go ham. He needs to go ham here. He's got this shadow. Come on. Shadow takes over. He goes ham against Gajio. Pushes Gajio to the limit. I want to see that shit happen. Let's make it happen, Hero. This is Bankai 922. I will see you guys later.